Tonight, we stand less than 200 delegates away from securing the Democratic nomination for President of the United States.
Will Barack Obama be handicapped, assuming he is a Democratic nominee, among certain key subgroups when he runs against John McCain in the fall? That question certainly has come up in the primary campaign. Criticisms from the Clinton campaign tried to emphasize that Obama might not do as well among blue-collar, less well-educated voters, or perhaps not as well among white voters. Well, one way to look at that is to examine our Gallup poll tracking numbers. We've looked here at May 1 through 5 and compared them to the exit poll results from the 2004 election. That was John Kerry against George W. Bush. Let's look at voters with less than a college education. Notice that Obama underperforms John McCain in our tracking now among this group, but go back to 2004 in the exit poll, John Kerry did just about the same against George W. Bush. In other words, Obama does not seem to have an unusual penalty, so to speak, among less well-educated voters. What about white voters? Clearly, the Republican usually does better than the Democratic candidate among white voters. Obama is beaten by John McCain now among white voters, but again, let's go back and look at John Kerry versus George W. Bush among white voters in 2004. About, very roughly, the same pattern. We find similar kinds of comparisons when we look at gender and also when we look at church attendance. I've gone into those in some detail in the written piece here at Gallup.com. Bottom line, it looks like there is a basic structure of presidential races. Now it looks like in 2008, very preliminarily, if Barack Obama is the nominee, we're going to have the same kind of structure this year as well. Not a lot of change, at least at this point, in the support that the Democrat and the Republican candidates get among various subgroups. I'm Dr. Frank Newport, Editor-in-Chief of the Gallup Poll.